uh, chapter 10, text number 34. मृत्यु सर्वहरश्चाहम् उद्भव च भविष्यताम् कीर्ति श्रीवाक् च नरीणाम् स्मृति मेददिति क्षमा मृत्यु सर्वहरश्चाहम् उद्भव च भविष्यताम् कीर्ति श्रीवाक् च नारीणाम् स्मृति मेददिति क्षमा मृत्यु सर्वहरश्चाहम् उद्भव च भविष्यताम् कीर्ति श्रीवाक् च नारीणाम् स्मृति मेददिति क्षमा. Anybody else would like to chant?
मृत्यु सर्वहरश्चाहम् उद्भवाश्च भविष्यायदम् कीर्ति श्रीर्वाक् च नारीणाम् स्मृतिर्मेधा धृतिः क्षमा
मृत्युः सर्वहरश्चाहम् उद्भवश्च भविष्यताम् कीर्तिः श्रीर्वाक् च नारीणाम् स्मृतिर्मेधा धृतिः क्षमा.
Good. Synonyms: Mrityu, death; Sarvahara, all devouring; Cha, also; Aham, I am; Udbhava, generation; Cha, also; Bhavishyatam, of future manifestations; Kirtihi, fame; Shrihi, opulence or beauty; Vak, fine speech; Cha, also; Narinam, of women; Smritihi, memory; Medaha, intelligence; Dhritihi, firmness; Shama, patience. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. I am all devouring death, and I am the generating principle of all that is yet to be. Among women, I am fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. Please repeat. I am all devouring death,
I'm all
I'm all
devouring death,
devouring death,
and I am the generating principle
and I am
and
the
I'm the
generating
generating
principles
principle
of all that is yet to be.
of all
of all
that is
that
yet to
is
be.
yet to be.
Among women,
Among
Among
women,
women,
I am fame,
I'm
I'm
fame,
fame,
fortune,
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 fine speech,
fine speech,
fine speech,
memory,
memory,
intelligence,
memory,
intelligence,
intelligence,
steadfastness,
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 and patience.
and patience.
and patience.
Purport. As soon as a man is born, he dies at every moment. Thus, death is devouring every living entity at every moment. But the last stroke is called death itself. Death, death is Krishna. As for future development, all living entities undergo 6 basic changes. They are born, they grow, they remain for some time, they reproduce, they dwindle, and finally they vanish. Of these changes, the first is deliverance from the womb, and that is Krishna. The first generation is the beginning of all future activities. The 7 opulences listed: fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience, are considered feminine. If a person possesses all of them or some of them, he becomes glorious. If a man is famous as the righteous man, that makes him glorious. Sanskrit is a perfect language and is therefore very glorious. If after studying one can remember a subject matter, he is gifted with a good memory or smriti. And the ability not only to read many books on different subject matters, but to understand them and apply them when necessary is intelligence made another opulence. The ability to overcome unsteadiness is called firmness or steadfastness, dhriti. And when one is fully qualified, yet is humble and gentle, and when one is able to keep his balance both in sorrow and in the ecstasy of joy, he has the opulence called patience, shamaha. Om Agnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Sarkaya Chakshurmita Niyena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manavistam Stapitamena Bhutale Ramrupa Kadamayam Dadati Swa Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Sijuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagarjatam Sagana Raghunathapitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Paryana Saitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhayo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mrityu sarva hara chaham udbhava cha bhavisyatam kirti shri vak cha narinam smriti meda dhiti shama. I am all devouring death, and I am the generating principle of all that is yet to be. Among women, I am fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. Hmm. So, Lord Krishna is, in these words, also continuing on the theme of mentioning his opulences, primary, main opulences. So, in same way, we see in these particular words, he's mentioning that I'm all devouring death. Right? People, as soon as they hear about death, they become so afraid. Right? Death. Srila Prabhupada mentions that at each and every moment, we are dying. At each and every moment, we are dying. Right? And Jatasya hi dhruv mrityu, and whoever takes birth has to die one day. Right? Whoever takes birth has to die one day. It's not that no one's amar, no one's will remain infinite, right? For infinite number of years, right? No, one day he has to leave his body. And the soul living one body, right, is called death for that particular body, right? Because that body without consciousness is just lump of matter, right? Body without consciousness is just lump of matter. That's why when the soul leaves that body, right, people try to take care of that, cremation, this, that, as early as possible, right? Otherwise, it starts degrading more and more, and um, stings and this, that, and so many, so many germs starts living and it starts eating it. Yeah. So that's Lord mentions that transition, right? That transition is a major transition. When a soul leaves one body, it's a major transition. That transition, that which is called death, I am death, all devouring. Death. See, even the atheists who do not believe in the Supreme Lord, right? They also leave their body one day. And at that time, they, um, the all devouring death, that is the Lord's opulence, right? And then the generation, Udbhavaha, generation principle, right? Srila Prabhupada mentioned about the 6 kinds of changes which a soul goes through in the body. He takes birth, right? He grows, he passes some time, he reproduces, he dwindles, and ultimately vanishes. Right? These are 6 transformations. In the 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, also it's mentioned about these 6 kinds of transformation. Right? So of these 6 kinds of transformation, Krishna is birth. Right? Generative principle, Udbhava. Of that 6 kinds of transformation, I am birth. Right? Right? A birth, that's also a major transition. Where a soul engaged in a body, right, which develops to some extent in the womb in such a miserable condition where he prays to the Supreme Lord, please get me out from this miserable condition. Right? He prays to the Supreme Lord, please get me out of this miserable condition. And he is getting out of that miserable condition is birth. That is Krishna. Right? That is Krishna. That's all. It's Krishna's opulence. Birth. Right. Yeah. Then he further mentions about this 7 opulences. right? That among women, why among women? Because these seven opulences are feminine in nature. Fame, right? Kirti, fortune, Shri, fine speech, Vak, right? Memory, Smriti, Medaha, intelligence, steadfastness, Dhriti, and patience, Shama, right? So they are all considered as feminine in nature. That does not mean only a women possesses that. No. Srila Prabhupada in the Puppet nicely mentions that a man, if a man is famous as the righteous man, that makes him glorious. Right? If a person possesses all of them or some of them, he becomes glorious. He becomes glorious. If a person possesses some of them or all of them, he becomes glorious. But in general, these qualities otherwise are feminine nature, and that's why we would see these different names. Kirti, Shri, Vak, Smriti, Medaha, Dhriti, Shama, normally uh, no, uh, given to newborn girls, right? Yeah, and so of that all, but the Lord mentions that among women I am all these opulences, because if anyone who possesses them, even one of them, is considered glorious, like fame, right? When somebody has fame, kirti, right, it's considered glorious, right? That, oh, he's so famous. Kirti, he's awarded as a sportsman, or for his wonderful talents, this kind of that talent, he becomes famous. Kirti. Kirti Raj, this devotee's name, Kirti Raj, Srila Prabhupada named a devotee, one of his disciples, Kirti Raj. King of all fame is the Lord himself, right? Fortune, Shri, right? Shri, Lakshmi, means fortune comes from Lakshmi. Shri, and that is associated with say, uh, just like Shri, no, Shri Shri Radha Sham Sundar, right? Shri is representation of Lakshmi. Shri Sampradaya, representation of Lakshmi. The worshippers of Lakshmi. The Sampradaya comes from Mother Lakshmi, where the Supreme Lord gives the instructions to Lakshmi Devi. Right. Shri. Vak, fine speech. Right. Fine speech. With fine speech, fine melody, speech can attract. Right. Speech can attract. It's mentioned Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam. Right. One should control the urge of speech. Vacho Vegam. Right. And it's mentioned that a person, when he opens his mouth, right, that time you know that, okay, means, mm, um, what level he is. Why? Because if he's um, too harsh speaking, or it's considered as not a too noble character, right? Uh, so it's mentioned that quality of a Vaishnava is the speech is very pleasing. Right? It's pleasing. Speech is very pleasing. And that quality is a feminine nature of Vak. And then we have memory, smriti, right? Um, people can, in ancient times, people could, as soon as they will hear one time, they will remember it, right? That's why it's mentioned 5,000 years back when it was forecasted that the advent of Kali Yuga is coming. And one of the quality of Kali Yuga is memory will be, no, short memory. One of the characteristics of Kali Yuga is short memory. That's why Vyasadeva put all the scriptures in a written form. Before it was not in written form because it's coming through a descending process where a spiritual master tells, no, passes on that message one time and the disciple understands that. Or the sages, we see Sukadeva Goswami speaking Srimad Bhagavatam 7 days continuously, and everybody attentively is just hearing it. Right? Attentively just hearing it. That vast memory. Right. Yeah. Vast memory. Then the principle is intelligence. Right? Intelligence or Medha. Right? Krishna Vanam Tusha Akrishnam Sangopanga Strai Parsada Yagyai Sankita Prai Yajanti Hi Shu Meda Shaha. Shu Meda Shah. Intelligent people will worship me, that form the Lord, which is coming as Akrishna form, not blackish complexion, golden form. But Varna is Krishna. Is Krishna himself. Right. Yeah. So that's intelligence. Right. Then steadfastness. Right. And Srila Prabhupada gives a very nice definition of steadfastness in his purport. The ability to overcome unsteadiness is called firmness or steadfastness. Ability to overcome unsteadiness. Mind is wavering. Right. He's not able to decide, oh, unsteadiness, oh, whether I should do this or this, or this. Right. Unsteadiness. So steadfastness is a wonderful quality of a person. One who possesses that is also glorious. Is completely steadfast. Right. And finally, Shamaha. Right. When one is able to keep balance between happiness and sorrow. And in the ecstasy of joy, here's the opulence, yeah. Both in sorrow and in the ecstasy of joy. Happiness and sorrow. and is humble and gentle, he has the opulence called patience or shama. Humble and gentle, right? Not that, oh, now I'm this, I'm that, and I'm so overloaded with those upadhis that I become arrogant. Right. There's this doha from Kabir. बड़े हुए तो क्या हुआ जैसे पेड़ खजूर, right? Like पंखी को छाया नहीं पाया, फल पाया बहुत दूर. A tree of dates, right? Tree of dates is like that, where he's firmly standing. At the same time, that fruit are also so far, neither it can give shade to the birds. Right. So one should not be like the tree of dates. Right. And if he has wonderful qualities, then we should be namra, humble and gentle. Right. Not that, oh, I am now this, I am now that, I'm the most famous, or I have this or that. I want to show off. That's not the quality of humility or gentleness. Right? So yet is humble and gentle. And when one is able to keep the balance both in sorrow and the ecstasy of joy, is called patience or shama. And that quality is also very glorious. And that's also mentioned that, oh, that's that's the opulence of Krishna. Right. So Krishna mentions the 7 opulences. Right. So nicely. Right. Where I have fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. Right. Net of instruction again, we hear about patience. Ushahan nishchay dhairya tat tat karma pravartana. Sango tyago sattvavrite sadhi bhakti prasiddhyati. Right? 6 kinds of qualities: enthusiasm, patience, determination, right? So ultimately, with that, he advances. A person advances. Person having those qualities, he advances. Prasiddhyati. Otherwise, atyahara, prajalpa, niyamagraha, jana sangasya lolam cha sadvi bhakti vinashati. Right? He falls down, vinashati. Okay, are there any discussions on this nice, wonderful topic? Haribo. Jai Jai. Or somebody would like to share the realization.
Haribol Prabhuji.
Yes,
Then
Mother.
Prabhuji, I just joined. I had an idea that today is Saturday, so I just missed the class. But I joined. Now that I joined, I would be very happy to share, Prabhuji, that today I got the Guru shelter in the lotus feet of Sri Guru Maharaj, Japataka Swami Maharaj. So he was here in Edison, so I got a chance to go there and take his shelter, Prabhuji. So I'm very
Very
happy to
good.
share that. Yeah, it was not planned. I was not even aware. Yesterday, I got to know that he's coming. I somehow got the information where he is. I just went to meet him. I was not even sure I'll be able to meet him or not. But he was so merciful. I got the shelter, Prabhuji. It was not planned, but Krishna's mercy.
So shelter means initiation?
I think it's Guru Ashray, Prabhuji.
Guru Ashray, okay.
We offered the flower in his feet, and he just blessed us. And
Very good.
I think we said the pranam mantra. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. So that's a beginning
Yes.
where he allows you to, he gives you the pranam mantra and allows you to chant his pranam mantra. So shelter of a guru. And a very auspicious day, the appearance day of Srivas Thakur, Srivas Pandit, right? Who is Narad Muni in Gaur Lila, right? A close associate of the Supreme Lord. Wonderful.
Yes,
Thank you, Mataji. Congratulations.
thank you, Prabhuji. Haribol.
It's mentioned Brahmande Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasada Pai Bhakti Lata Bija. After wandering through so many universes and for so many lifetimes, Brahmande Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Jiva. That jiva, that soul is very fortunate. Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bija, who gets the mercy of Guru Krishna. Because by getting the mercy of Guru and Krishna, only after getting the mercy of Guru and Krishna, that seed of devotional service is shown in one's heart. And from that, the beginning of devotional service starts. Not that many times people consider, oh, now I'm initiated. So that itself becomes a upadhi where it kind of bogs that person down. Oh, now I'm graduated. No. Initiation means you have joined the school. Right? Before we were doing, we had that, we were auditing the course, right? In college, there is an audit or credit. Some courses which you just attend. So before initiation, we just attend those numbers. We are just attending temple, attending these, attending that. But after initiation, it's more like crediting the course. Right. So the real bhakti, devotional service begins, not ends, but begins at getting the mercy of Guru and Krishna. Thank you. Yep. Wonderful.
Congratulations, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Haribol.
Yeah. Tomorrow evening, Maharaj is expected to come to see in the temple between 5 to 7. So there's a program at the temple. Yeah. Good, good. Yeah, Dattatraya Prabhu is getting a ticket now to come down. Okay, good. Yeah.
You giving my ticket?
Sure, Mataji. One way ticket.
Haribol. I want long time, Prabhu. I want to join Atlanta City, then New York City Ratha Jatra, both.
Yeah, so one way ticket I will give you so that we can stay till moments. We have the room in the ashram. We can stay till then. Yeah.
No problem. I can stay every day going to take prasad and watching my beautiful deities.
Yeah. And serving them also.
Yeah.
Yes, very nice. When you want to come? You want to come tomorrow?
No problem.
Okay. Okay.
It's April. No, I'll go May. No. June,
Okay.
June.
Okay. Any other questions? Amritananda Prabhu is on vacation. Really?
Well, I have a question, but it's off topic,
Okay.
more in terms of the practical application of whatever we learn, the instructions that we get.
Mm.
So, let's say while doing pravachan, you prepare a lot for the class. You read,
Mm.
listen to lecture, pick up points. So there is more absorption
Mm.
in Krishna consciousness. But rest of the day, it is you're back to your old self with all the anarthas and bad
Mm.
habits.
Mm.
So then it feels kind of being a hypocrite. Actually, it is being hypocrite, not kind of.
Mm.
It is a level of hypocrisy.
Mm.
So then it becomes, do you give class? It helps, but then it's like that Hati Snana. The
Mm.
next day is back to normal, so to say.
Mm-hmm.
So that becomes a little confusing.
Mm. Yeah, so
What we're speaking and the behavior is not fully aligned, or it's aligned only for a particular day, momentarily.
yeah. Abhyas Yogena Kaunteya, where initially you cover your mind for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, then once you, in the association of devotees, try to get away, as you mentioned, from other thoughts and just be focused in devotional service. So then, when that association increases from 2 hours to 3 hours to 4 hours, then it becomes Satatam Kirtayanto Mam. Ultimately, that's our goal, that Satatam Kirtayanto Mam Yatantasya Dravata. That's our goal, that continuously we want to be absorbed in devotional service. Okay, in the morning, I wake up, I'm chanting my rounds, I'm, go to take bath. I'm kind of mentioning when I see when my Guru Maharaj says here, normal duty, okay, waking up, normal, is chanting his rounds. Then, goes to the take bath and all, takes, Prabhupada lecture, something is hearing. Does not waste time, even in that time is hearing. Then, uh, again chanting his rounds, or or serving the deities, or ready for taking breakfast. Doing the breakfast also is absorbed hearing a lecture. Right. So then, when we absorb ourselves 24 hours like that, right, we push away those thoughts. Otherwise, the thoughts will come, bombard, our conditioning nature will come, okay, now is this, now is that. Oh, I cannot miss this show. I cannot miss this cricket. Oh, now the IPL is starting. I cannot miss that. Oh, now let me check what happened. How many bombs did Russia throw today to in Ukraine? Right. So the mind is constantly thinking about, because of the conditioning, in all these different areas. That's why, what is that bhajan, Maya tare jhapatia dare, right? One should take a broomstick and hit his head again. Hey, shake off these thoughts, which is taking me away from Krishna, right? Taking me away from Krishna. So we want to come to that stage where we be absorbed, time and again, it's like just daily I wake up and I kind of feel, oh, now we have some shortage of devotees or this, that, oh, why am I still going to work? Couldn't I retire and just be a full-time, completely absorbed in doing this service or that service? And Shastra says that Panchas Urdhvam Manam Rajet. We are 50, Manam Rajet. We start thinking, uh, really of detaching ourselves. But that's where, as you mentioned, from that thinking, we have to figure out how, in expert guidance, we start putting that into practice. Right? Because that's not ultimately, our goal is to come out of the samsara chakra, then we'll have to put that into practice one day or the other. Sooner the better. Right? Sooner the better. But then then even that other thoughts or other free time, as you're mentioning, is spent after thinking about, today, just like we have a project, right? How there's a work project and we are completely absorbed planning for that entire project. Oh, let me, for this particular project, I have to do this. We'll put a project plan together. Similarly, a devotee puts together a project plan together. Okay, to spread Krishna consciousness. Now, no, I want to do this. I should try this way, this avenue, this avenue, this avenue. Right. So that's engaging our mind in increasing Krishna consciousness. Is completely absorbed in thinking about the Lord, absorbed in thinking about the Lord's devotees. Right. How can I serve the devotees better? How can I, facilitate more service? Right. How can I use fine speech rather than becoming harsh, where I can push devotees away? Right. So those are all things which um, we can detail our time in that way, where each and every moment is spent in Krishna consciousness. Or even if you have to go to work, okay, fine. No one's going to work. How can I make my work also Krishna conscious? Right. I'm working on a computer, working on a project. Okay, now it's try to figure out if we can hear some lecture in that time. Now, for driving to work, perfect time to hear some Krishna Katha. Coming back from work, nice time to hear about Krishna Katha. Right. Or some opportunity which we get at work, distributing prasad or this or that. Yeah, that's also devotional service. Right. Yeah. So in that way, one work, we can Krishnaize it to the maximum possible way. We get a salary, you can use it in Krishna's service. Or not necessarily that, okay, we just have to donate to the temple. But if we convert our home also with deities in the home, bringing children in Krishna consciousness, then the home itself becomes a temple. And many times I mentioned that the home itself is temple, and we invite, Guru Maharaj mentioned that, we don't have to do much. No, you just invite your neighbors. Whatever opportunity you get, you invite them. Let them experience the way you are living. Share that. That's also preaching. Right? We cannot go anywhere else. No, we can do that simple thing. Right? Or walk outside, chanting your rounds. Greet them with Hare Krishna. Or greet them, even, when I was staying in Lincoln Park, my Guru Maharaj knew many more neighbors around my house than me. Because every day he'll go on walking around and meeting people and giving them Krishna conscious. Right? Somehow, we get into some kind of tardiness which we try to shake that off. That's how I can think of when people do. We have devotees exemplifying those qualities, always absorbed. They go out somewhere, they take Bhagavad Gita, okay, shopping also Bhagavad Gita. If anytime I get, okay, just open up the book of Bhagavad Gita, I'll read something of Bhagavatam. So Krishna Prabhu does that. Good Bhagavatam. Or take an index card. Memorization of verses for devotees of different age group. Memorize 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita. Take some practice. Take an index card. Write sloka. Not that, just we want to memorize verses, but then use those verses in preaching, in sharing Krishna consciousness. Yeah. And whatever inclination we have, so singing for Krishna or dressing Krishna or cooking for Krishna, or so many things, we can become absorbed. Yeah. Is that all right?
Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, thanks, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, all goes to Srila Prabhupada. Banaprastha, I left Banaprastha 20 years ago. Now I am going to Mituprastha. So now what I can do that?
Yeah. Yeah. Wake up where we left. Right? It's never a time of not waking up. It's not that, yeah. Otherwise, there's always going to be something or the other. But we have to kind of keep a limit. Okay, this is it. Let me have a more humble living. Right? Nanda Dalal Prabhu, call it quits. Okay, I'm a doctor, practicing doctor. I have to call it quits at one time. My sons are settled. Let me call it quits. Then, quite opportune time, right? So calling it quits, he moved to Mayapur, Sita Mayapur, and destiny had its own way. That means moving to Mayapur in a year or two, means left his body in a glorious way. We don't know when we will leave our body. Right? But more and more, I am now. No, we have to seriously meditate. Seriously meditate on uh, when to call quits. Right. Uh, that quits then becomes our beginning of Vanaprastha life. Yeah. Then our priority becomes okay. Now let me go to holy places. Let me serve uh, more full time Krishna consciousness movement. Right. And spreading the glories. And many devotees are doing like that, right? Yeah. Yeah. Then the final stage, whenever it comes, is also glorious. Otherwise, no. This job, that job, this or that, something will always be there. Now, yeah.
I was thinking one thing, that is, I know that that is like a life at any moment death will come. But I am afraid only one thing is that what Srila Prabhupada given to us,
Yeah.
I could not finish it. That is I am always worried on that. He gave Bhagavatam, I could not finish the Bhagavatam to realize it. He gave the nice Bhagavad Gita purport, but I could not able to finish it. I finished it. I do not tell that I finished. I could not able to realize it. Then he gave Chaitanya Charitamrita also. I am afraid that in my lifetime I may not be finished it.
Mm.
That is the main thing now, thought, it is always coming in my mind.
Yeah. Then, I'm sure you are almost doing it in so many nice, wonderful ways. You are utilizing your time in Krishna consciousness. Lately, when I travel to work or back, I'm hearing Chaitanya Charitamrita. And years back, I remember hearing that Chaitanya Charitamrita completely. Amal Puran Prabhu. And now, same thing, I'm hearing it again. It's so nice, so wonderful. Just heard the samvad of Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Roy yesterday. Right? And no, but the idea is some of the time goes away in between where no busy into day-to-day rut, and that's where why no, so, uh, at times I kind of feel that almost that time I want to get over with. which I'm uselessly right now spending. And that's where normally we all meditate. I should announce here, Namaste, we have openings, job openings in ISKCON of Central New Jersey. If anybody would like to apply and are thinking about Vanaprastha, you'll be given a first class accommodation, first class prasad.
Yeah.
Mm.
First class service.
First class service, and once a year trip to India. How about that? Hari Bol, Jai.
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
What else do you need?
Yes.
Amrita Prabhu is all right now thinking about it. See, he's just scratching his head. Okay, let me do that, man.
You never know, Prabhu.
Yeah. But yes, no, that's where, no. Yeah. Yeah. It's something to think about, seriously.
Yes. I was reading this Bhagavad Gita text. At the end, Srila Prabhupada written, I don't know it is in English, is there or not to read so many different books.
Yeah.
Srila Prabhupada strongly, it is written in Bengali, Bhagavad Gita, not to read so many different books, not to spend time on that.
Yeah. Srila Prabhupada gave us Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Chaitamrita. In that, so Bhagavad Gita is considered as a starting bachelor's level course. Srimad Bhagavatam is a PhD level, it's a master's level course, and Chaitanya Chaitamrita is a PhD level course. Right. And then I was talking with Tapan Mishra Prabhu, who is our Ministry of Education aide in ISKCON, and he was mentioning that we are encouraging more and more devotees to take shelter of Srila Prabhupada's books. So now, at your own pace, you can get Bhakti Sastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Vedanta, at your own pace. So we should spend time systematically studying Shastra. Our Govindanandani Mataji, yes, with her being so much busy schedule, maintaining household, this, that. She completed her Bhakti Sastri just 6 months back. And now it's there online. So much. You don't have to kind of leave everything and attend this course at your own pace. Study. And that will help. It will help in teaching more. Understanding, as you mentioned, understanding more, realizing it more. Because we have already read at different times, but now you are kind of refreshing it, answering essays, this, that, writing about it. So, yeah, that will help.
I was taking a course, actually, Bhakti Bhagava course.
Yeah.
That is from Bombay. So that the lecturers, they are quoting lot of verses from out of Srila Prabhupada books.
Yeah.
That is so many ways they are talking. I understand one thing is that they quote that verses only to realize what Srila Prabhupada is reading.
Yeah.
So that is it is actually a lot of learning
Yeah.
that I am wondering, I am going to older and older. I may not be finished Srila Prabhupada books, realization that I am thinking. No.
That's right. But so far endeavor is more important, not that means finish line is important. Endeavor is more important. Means you're continuously endeavoring to be absorbed in learning. Means whether you complete or not, means don't worry about that. But you're continuously endeavoring, that itself is good.
Yeah. Every day after I go to the bed, 12 o'clock at night, just to reading Bhagavatam, reading, and listening their speech. Then I woke up 4 o'clock in the morning also. So I was actually, I lost myself actually. And to learn these things, Srila Prabhupada given everything, everything to us.
Yeah. Take some rest also.
Everything. But when I don't, my mind is, my lifestyle is in that way that if I cannot read or to listen that lecture and Srila Prabhupada books, I could not get the peace within myself.
Very nice.
And in the office also, by hiding, I opened one page and I was reading. When if I see anybody coming to see me, then I just give another email page I open. Like that. Also, what can I do? My mind is telling that quit the job. Straight away, it is telling that quit the job and read immersed into Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Mind was telling like this.
Yeah. Ponder on that offer which I just mentioned.
Yeah. Of course. Of course. Of course.
And seriously,
Yes.
I'm myself also seriously thinking about, okay, a year or two maximum, if I can extend, that's about it. That's about it. Maximum I can think of.
2 or 3 years back, when I met with Maharaj, Jadyata Maharaj, first uttering, he was, when are you going to, when will you leave the job? First uttering his.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Then he was, how old you are? His first order, it is on me.
Yeah, and that's where Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga, right? We perform devotional service, automatically Vairagya should come more and more. Otherwise, somehow other, I'm talking about myself, become engaged in so many Bhogaishwarya Prasaktanam, Yata Chetasam. Well,
No, for Prabhu is only, sorry, for Prabhu is only or for Mataji's also?
Actually, she is more serious. She is now extremely serious, actually, Mataji.
No, I'm talking about not about your Mataji. I'm just saying, to asking Madhupati Prabhu, like his offer is only for Prabhu's or is only for Mataji's?
both.
Okay, both. Okay.
Otherwise, Vanaprastha is both of you can come and stay. and serve the deities. And serve Krishna consciousness. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so it's good question, Mataji. Yeah, so it's for both. So now there's no forest where you can go to the forest or something. The forest is okay. Come, moments. Come to the temple. Siddhartha Maharaj, my Guru Maharaj, given the example of okay, like Vrindavan Chandra Babu and Mother Jasomati years back. They call quits and staying in the temple
Yeah.
like
Been
that.
there for I think maybe 20 years now, right, Prabhu?
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe more. Yeah.
staying in the temple like that. So yeah, yeah. So don't feel left out. Yeah, offer is for both. Prabhus and Matajis together. Yeah. Yeah. Is that all right?
Today's Bhagavatam class is so good, actually. I was listening at my work. It's so nice Bhagavatam class today.
Yeah. It's cramped, too many things to talk about, and almost it's half an hour to talk about Bhagavatam and Shivas Pandit and Siddhar Maharaj. Yeah. Too many things we can.
And that is good, actually. I do not know too much about the Sridhar Maharaj. So I just learned today that about the Sridhar Maharaj background. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And Bhagavatam part is so good, so good. It is so deep, actually.
Yeah. Krishna is saying, call quits. I need to drink some water.
Okay.
Okay. Hari. Vancha kalpatarvesha. Kripa sindhuveva Satika Ram Pavanavaya Vaishnavebhyo
की जय
Sri Satyaki ki jai.
Jai.
की जय हरे Thank you, Madhupati Prabhu.
Thank you very much.
Everyone.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat.